Hello, my young chefs, how are you? Well, it's week 3 after the notice that you're going to be back next week. Hooray! So today I'm going to demonstrate how to grill some fish. Now, this is actually a really easy recipe to do because as soon as you've trayed it up and you put everything on it, you throw it under the grill or under the salamander, that's it. You're pretty much done until it's cooked. So it's really simple, easy, and that's why I've chosen to do it. Now there's a number of different ways that you can do fish. You can crumb it, batter it, you can pan fry it. Mrs. Hamilton's done a herb crust, parmesan crust on it, which is great, nice and flavoursome. A little bit more work, but it's nice. All right, so today I'm going to demo. So I've got this tray. Now I've taken some butter. Actually, I've taken some of that garlic butter. We're still using it. Still got heaps of it. So I've taken a nice big blob of that and I've thrown that under the salamander to melt that butter. Okay, that's done. Now I've got some fish. We've got some white fish here. We've got a bassa, premium bassa, straight from the Vietnamese waters. Why do we choose this? Because it is cheap. Really cheap. Now you can get nice big fillets like this. You know, you can get enough to feed your family for less than $5-6. Actually, might be a bit more than that now. But $7 just got told. So you know you can feed the whole family for $7 and get a fish. Okay. So what do? Now that is the whole fillet, and if you can tell, this end here is so much thicker than this end, which is how the fish normally is. So what we do is, if you fold up that end bit, it's all roughly the same size, same thickness. So when it cooks, it's going to cook evenly. If you went that way, that would cook, and when you go to take it out of your tray, that would break off. Okay, so what we do is we just fold that ends up. So roughly, and not only that, it'll fit your plate. If you do it long ways, it won't fit. It'll hang over the edge. So we're thinking about presentation again. So we roll it up so it's the same thickness. Now in here, I'll just get my tray out of the grill. Okay, so that's ready. All right, so in this seasoned flour, so in this I have plain flour. I've added salt and pepper, as we always do. Now this time I've gone a little bit fancy, or maybe not fancy, it's up to you. I've chosen some Cajun spice. The reason I've chosen Cajun is because this is a freshwater fish. It really doesn't have much flavour. So whatever you add to this has to be flavoursome to improve the flavour of that. Now if you just did that in flour, that wouldn't be that nice. Okay, so you'd have to add heaps of salt to that to get some flavour out of it. So that's why I've chosen Cajun seasoning in here. Now if you don't like the spice, you could add lots of different herbs and stuff. You can just go garlic, powdered garlic. You can go a bit of onion. You can even go Mexican theme, put a bit of Mexican flavours in there, cumin, all these different other herbs you could put in that, and then you can kind of put it in with the rest of this stuff, which will make a nice meal. All right, so what we do is we flour the presentation side. Now I remember the conversation we had in a class. We talked, I think it was a chicken breast, we talked about presentation, and there were so many of yous not paying attention. I could name lots of yous. Okay, presentation, okay, is the side that we're going to flour. We're not going to flour both sides. Why? Because when it goes in that butter, too much flour and it's going to soak up all that butter. And it's going to make a mess on your tray. You've got to clean it up. So we're only going to flour the presentation side. Now with bassa, we bring it closer. See that white line through there? That isn't the presentation side. Flip him over. Bam, look at that. No whites. That is the presentation side. So that is where I'm going to add the flour. So into the seasoned flour, patting it down. Now that roll bit, I'm not flouring. Okay, so again, I've rolled that up. I'm only flouring that bit. Okay, dust off the excess. Back over to me tray. Now, when you're going to do the whole family, say 4 of yous, 5 of yous, whatever, dip it in, flour side down, because that's what we want to oil. Because if we don't oil that, what happens is flour burns on that. Okay, so nice, covered all that, lay it down. And then you can go over and put the rest of your fish on there if you had 3 or 4 other people in there. You can make room for it, slide it over. Haven't got enough butter, just throw some more in, melt it down, it's all good. Now, the reason I added butter, actually I'll get that in and then I'll talk more. Over that, bit of lemon juice. Squeeze a lemon. Now this is the other secret. Actually, I'll get some, I'll show it over here. The other secret that I want to tell you. Now if you throw that in to your grill, which will work, but what will happen is around the edges will start to burn. The way that we'd stop that from happening is we splash a bit of water, not over the fish, just in your tray. Okay, that stops all the outer bits burning and stops from cleaning your tray so much harder. Okay, so a bit of water in there, under the grill, and we can forget about it. Okay, we can go back and do other things. Okay, that won't take long. That'll probably take about 7 to 8 minutes. So, I suggest that you have other stuff set up, ready to go. You're making sure if you're going to do chippies, you have your chippies close to done. Don't be throwing your fish in and then going, oh, now I'm going to do some chippies, and then throw them in your oven, because it ain't going to work. Your fish will be cooked, it'll be cold, your chips won't be ready. Wah, you'll be crying, you'll be looking for mum, you'll be wanting a pat, I'm coming. Okay, so you've got to get your things all right. Okay, so fish is in. Okay, Mrs. Hamill, she's gone to so much effort today. I haven't done much all really, to be honest with you. She's gone off. She's done me some mashed potato. I love me mashed potato. Big Sully, how you going, brother? Hey, can't keep himself out of the camera. All right, so we've got some mashed potato. I'm going to serve this with mashed potato. Look, you can do chips, you can do wedges. Miss Hamill did some wedges in the previous shot. Here they are here. Beautiful. All right, you can throw them in. I've done mashed, well, I haven't done it. She's done it, but I'm going to use it up. So I'm going to go mashed potato and fish, chips, fish, mashed potato. You go with a salad. Okay, you could go with beans, you can go with carrots, you can go with the veggies if it's what you like. And it being a bit cool, you could actually do your veggies. That's fine. I like salad. I like the crispness, the crunch that comes with something like fish and mashed potato. So what we've got here, we've got a coleslaw. Now that's just a packet mix from IGA. We've just added some aioli to that. Not hard. Simple, simple stuff. You know, you can look around and you can get things done simply without going to too much effort. Okay, so especially if you're going to feed all your family, that's a good way. That'll feed a whole family of 4, and there's some more here which we didn't put up, but there'll be enough for it. Now over here we've got a tomato and avocado salsa. Good to go with something a bit spicy. Mellows out those flavours. So I'm going to serve that with that. Mashed potato. We've got some garnish. We've got some lemon over here. It's all happening. Now there was something I was going to talk to you about and I can't remember what it was. Oh, the fish. Now, fish. The reason we've gone with that fish is because, like I said, it's so cheap. Okay, you can feed your whole family as opposed to getting a barramundi, which is kind of getting into that costly mode. So that's why we've chosen that. So again, bear that in mind. Use those things. Look, if you prefer better quality fish, definitely go with it. You can use just about any fish this method. Okay, simple, simple stuff. Obviously, the thicker the fish, the longer it will cook in there. So bear that in mind. Let me just have a look. Oh, she's sizzling, carrying on. Another good practice is every now and again, so after about 3 minutes or so, come out, get a bit of the juices and put it back over the fish. That way it'll stop it from drying out and it'll keep all those juices going back into that fish, all the flavour that we're talking about. All right. Back under the grill. Look, you can do this in the oven, that works, but you don't get a nice crust that you'll get from doing it this method. Okay, let's look at some presentation while we're waiting for that to cook. Now, mashed potato. Nice big spoon of that. Onto the plate. Oh my God, 1.5. The Sully's going to eat it. He loves his mash. All right. We could also We could do like a little flick like that, make it look really, really pretty. No, I won't. I could, but I won't. I've got that. Now I've got my coleslaw here. Big blow of that onto the plate. Okay, it's about getting some height as well. Plenty of height there. Now this salsa, I'm going to serve to the side of that fish. So I'm going to wait for that to arrive, and that's done. The other thing, I've got some julienne capsicum here. Okay, so that's one red capsicum, one yellow capsicum. Now what I've done is, it's really nice if you get the nice looking capsicums rather than the deformed ones, because they're a bit harder to cut. And then what you do is you cut into the flesh, so you want the skin. And then what we do is we lay it out and then we cut it julienne, nice and super thin. Okay, put it in some water, put it in the fridge, and it'll look like that. It'll start to curl up. Now that was done about half an hour to 40 minutes ago. Another hour, that would be super curled up. Okay, so the longer you leave it in your water, the longer it will curl up. And we'll use that to garnish our meal. All right. Now, the other thing you can serve with your fish, whether you do crumb fish, whether you do grilled fish, whether you do battered fish, is a tartare sauce. Okay, simple, very, very basic. We're not going to do one. Why? Because I'm going to go with this salsa here. That is why you could serve it with it. Be beautiful. Work well with it. Okay, which is capers, gherkins in a mayonnaise. Now, we will do a couple of demos when you get back on mayonnaise. We've done an aioli before. I've done one up, so we'll do a mayonnaise. Show you those. We'll make some coleslaw and some tartare with that as well. All right, let's have a look. Okay, again, I'll just splash some juices over that. Still needs just a few more minutes. Now, the other thing I'm going to serve this with is some lemon. Some beautiful lemon wedges. I'll put them on my plate just in case I forget to put them on. Hey, there's an internal joke here no one knows about. But we're all laughing behind the scenes here. Haha, settle down, settle down. I'm going to throw some parsley in here as well. Again, just to make it all look pretty. What else can I do? Proud sponsors, some feta, South Cape, beautiful. Buy some, it's lovely. No, can't plug anything else at the moment. So we'll get our fish out. All right, how do we know if the fish is cooked? So what we do, we just press down on the thickest end. Okay, and it should be quite firm, but it should just start to tear away. The other thing, you put your tongs in there, and if it breaks away, it's ready. That isn't breaking away, so it isn't ready. So I'm going to give that a bit more. Now, if I was organised, which I'm not, I would have had that ready, and I would just go, here's one I prepared a little bit earlier. Now, we're in the state system, so unfortunately, we don't have the funding to go off and do that stuff. Premier, give us some money so we can do this type of stuff. You know, we could have a film crew. We could have good things going on in here. We could have little packages going home. I heard that in the bloody news lately too. Private schools. What the hell? Who does that? Look, I've got a minute left and then they're going to cut me off. Not the Premier, or maybe, but this thing, the technology. See, we only get 15 minutes in state school. If we were private, we'd have a half an hour. We'd have more funding and more money to do this. We don't. Okay, I've got 30 seconds left. What else can I say? This fish won't be ready. All right. I'm going to pinch Mrs. Hamlin's fish until my other fish is ready. But I'll put up a picture and show you what it looks like. Oh, look at that now. I've broken it. Okay, so down goes the fish. 10 seconds. Ready, steady, cook. Here we go. Some salsa. Don't cut me off. Done. 5 seconds ago. Catch us later.